I already started on this one, but I'm gonna continue it on video. Yeah, I got a lot of these nodules to nap down. Jeff already bifaced this for me. I just gotta refine it. So I have several of these I need to do, but I'll just get one on video. I might not talk too much. Very nice. So I just knocked off some of the odd pieces. That's what those are. They were just odd lumps. I'm getting it ready for some big flake removals that I'll be able to use for arrowheads and at little dart points. What's the size of this? Funny you should ask. Yeah, it's almost 8 inches. I'd say 7 3/4 or thereabouts. Let's see. 7.5. Yeah. Where did my abrader go? There it is. It's getting down to a little nub. Pretty soon I'll be having to get out one of my pieces of granite as a abrader, or a piece of concrete block. I like using concrete block for abrading. Yeah, I just buy a concrete block or find one and then break it in pieces and use it as an abrader. You didn't know that? Yep, that's what I used to do back in the old days. Improvise, overcome, and adapt. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice arrowhead flake. Or a little dart point flake for you technical nerds. The little dart point flakes. No, don't do that. I might ruin my little dart point flakes. Some of my favorite material. I think it's like number 2 on my list of favorite stuff. Number 1 is still undecided. I haven't decided what my number 1 is for favorite materials. I used to say Hornstone, but I've learned there's lots of different grades of Hornstone. Not all of it's good. So I can't just say Hornstone. It's got to be high grade Hornstone. Maybe that's my favorite, high grade Hornstone. Yeah. And then this Georgia Chert. Coastal Plains Chert. And then all the Obsidians. Except the really crunchy ones. I don't like the really hard to nab crunchy Obsidians. They really are a hassle. Yay, another little dart point. This one's a little bit too thin for a dart point, but arrowhead, yeah. There's a lot of little arrowhead flakes. Nah, that one's not that good. Some of these are already really super thin. When you're brand new, you can nap arrowheads out of that. As long as you don't apply too much pressure. That's an arrowhead. Some of those are too thin for me. Do a video where you nap a little thin one. I think I've already done those. It's just pressure flaking. Everyone turns that off anyway. They don't watch the pressure flaking. You go watch their other videos in that case. If I'm going to do pressure flaking, they'll change the channel and watch the people try to ice skate on thin ice and stuff. Yeah. That's a nice point in there. Well, I don't know. Maybe not, because look at those defects. That's not good. I don't know. That's a good butchering flake. Yeah, you can. It makes that sound too when you're butchering. You didn't know? That is a good little arrowhead flake. I like that because it's fat in the middle. It's convex, so the flakes run easy. If it's too flat, the flakes don't run easy. Another reason to keep this wide is so you can get these longer flakes that come off that can be used for points or butchering tools. If you keep your biface wide in the beginning, you can get longer useful flakes instead of these little short crud flakes. But I've got to reduce the width once it starts getting too thin on the edges. Is the copper going to be the same as other things like hammerstones and antlers and stuff? I mean, is it the same angles and the same amount of force and all that? It's very similar. Yeah, some people say, no, there's a glaring difference. Blah, blah. I don't like that when people say that. It's not glaring. It might be a difference, but it's very subtle. Yeah, it's not obvious. Yeah, there are differences. I got to work a lot harder with natural tools. Using my brain more because it's not as consistent. The obstacles become more pronounced and harder to deal with the natural tools because you don't know the condition of your tool you don't know the condition of your tool. It may be a day where it's very humid and you're struggling to keep big chunks from being ripped out of your billet. Or it could be very dry and you're struggling to repair your billet because it keeps cracking on you. Or you just keep switching it out with other billets because you'll crack one and you'll go, well, that's the end of that one. Next. It makes you work harder. But the angles and the forces and the edges are very similar. And if you want to isolate with copper, you can do it with copper. You can isolate your striking areas for the antler, and you can use the same kind of isolation. If you want to do it like they did back in the day, I don't see much grinding. I don't see much abrading. And that goes for hammerstones too. Because they use both. Or they use everything. Right, whatever they had available. I find it useful to use the abrader with copper because copper is harder than antler and it does crush the edge. But antler will crush the edge too. So will hammerstones. Don't think they don't. Yeah, those are not as. It wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. Oh well. broke in half too. So it gets me worried that this is going to be snapping halfish stuff. Yeah, I can still make arrowheads out of those, but I would have liked it to be a little bit longer. Yeah, like that. Gives me more options. Dum-de-dum. So yeah, I'll be doing this all day and all tomorrow. And hopefully I'll have enough to finish out 5 or 6 items for the auction on Monday. But I get a lot. I do a lot of preforms and bifaces first. I got 3 more boxes of Obsidian in the mail. I gotta do those next week. Yeah, I'm a little worried about this chalky area up here. On the tip here, look at that. That's not good. Yeah, it's not gonna be nice. But we'll see. See, this stuff here is not good to nap, especially when it starts to get thin. I can break the whole thing, or it just won't sharpen up on these weak spots. Like right in there, there's a weak spot right in there. So I should probably take that all back. Starting, just get rid of all this. Get rid of about a 1/2 inch all the way down. It'll shorten it, but I can't do anything with this stuff. Yeah, I can't sharpen up that area because it's a bunch of chalk. That defect runs deep. So, you know, I have an edge I can hit on. Hopefully, I still don't like the tip material, but it's a little bit better. I think, maybe not. Still kind of chalky. Yeah, you can preserve it if you're just making it for show. But I like to make mine sharpenable, like it was going to be used for something, not just for show. I can nap through that and pretend I'm sharpening it, and it will look kind of sharp. But this stuff is very chalky. I'd rather not mess with it. We'll see. See, I don't see the artifacts having this sort of abraded edges on the bifaces that I have. All these bifaces that I have sharp, relatively sharp edges, and not all battered down and ground down like I'm doing here. What does that mean? It means that they were probably using a lot of antler, but who knows? They could have been using soft hammerstones. You really don't want delicate or sharp edges with hard materials like copper or a hard hammerstone. It's going to crush the edge. Why didn't I just grind the edge down anyway and use the hard hammerstones? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it takes too long. Maybe a lot of them were more impatient than I am. Who knows? Thanks. This is a problem. If I don't take care of it now, it's gonna be a problem later. And that's a problem now too. That little hole right there. Okay, you never know when there's gonna be a little hole. With this stuff. I still like it though, very much. Yes, I do. Can't lie. I can, but I like it. Even when it gets crunchy. Perfect edge, and it still gets crunchy on me. Okay. Some might say, I was wondering when you're going to start doing that because it didn't look dull enough. Yeah, I know. But I wait. I wait until it gets critical before I start doing this. Why? It takes time. It takes time. That's it. That's the only reason. Why am I trying to keep it wide now? Just to leave my options open in case I make a mistake. Okay, so overshoot it or take a bite out. I don't need to make long flakes anymore. Not on purpose anyway. Should I intentionally leave it thick? I should. I have a feeling it's going to get real crunchy if I don't. Here we go. Change it up. Start doing the persnickety work. I wasn't going to use these gloves on video. You know that? Said to myself, I'm not going to use that glove on video anyway, so I'm going to put it on. But then I ended up turning the camera on. And I napped the whole time with that nasty glove. Okay. Yeah, see? Some of this is good stuff. Some of it isn't. That was a nice area, but I cracked it earlier. That's the downside of these nice areas. Sometimes they're too easy to flake and you get a crack. I still like it. I don't know why. Maybe it's the color. Because this stuff can be really nasty. It can be really good, but it can also be really nasty. It's not too bad. It's kind of chalky up here, but it's not too bad. As long as I don't have a hole up here somewhere, should be in good shape. Yikes. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I got a hole right there. Or soft spot. I got a hole here too. Dang it. Thought you're gonna leave it thick. Yes, what you thought. I said I should leave it thick. Maybe I'll leave it thick down here. That way I can make a nice knife blade. Sounds good. Oh yeah, sounds dandy. Yeah. Look at that. These little holes, man. Little holes. What's up with those? Uh-oh, land bridge. Dang it. Not supposed to. Not supposed to. All right, I'll stop messing with it. I messed with it quite a bit. So yeah, this is very inconsistent, but I like it. I still like it. I took quite a few risks. Some of them paid off, but some of them, yeah. But yeah, given the inconsistencies of it, it's not too bad, and it is raw, so it sounds nice. Let me see. Yeah, it does sound nice and clear. Yeah, the only way I can get rid of the crunchies in the middle is to make it more narrow, and I'm not going to. No, knives are supposed to be wide so you can resharpen. Let's see. 58. What is that? 6? Come on, I can read it. Can't I? I think that's 6 millimeter. Yeah, 8:1. Right across there. I was going to leave it thick, but I said, you know what? I might be able to just power my way through some of this. It's got at least three different consistencies. This stuff in here, the tip area, the swirly stuff with a little bit of limestone in it. And number 4, this area right here. This area and this area are very similar. Luckily, down near the base, it's easy to nap. And luckily, this area here is easy, but it also leads to a bunch of scoop outs and stuff. If it's mixed material, it'll scoop out right before some hard stuff. The good stuff will stop at the hard stuff, and a lot of times it'll scoop it out. But it's okay. Gives it a little bit of character. I can pressure flake the tip nice and smooth and sharp. I don't know if I want to finish on camera. It's just a bunch of persnickety work after this. Yeah, that was a large piece, but I got a bunch of arrowhead flakes and that little dart flakes. That little dart point flakes. Yep. All right, so that's it. I'm going to go to sleep. I don't really feel tired, actually, but I need to get up early. Take advantage of daylight. I do like napping in the daylight better. It's better for my mood as well. Too much being awake at night makes you feel gloomy. Yeah. And it gets dark around 4:30. In the afternoon. Too much darkness hanging around and too much darkness makes you feel gloomy, so I don't want that. I like it. Yeah. So I lost some length for sure. Let's see. All right, let's see. It's 6 inches. Yeah. It was 7.5, right? But there was a bunch of nasty stuff up here. I did knock off a bunch from the base, thinning it down. Even though I trimmed off quite a bit from up here, I still ended up with a little bit of chalkiness. Yeah, I left as much as I could without being too chalky to sharpen. This is sharpenable. It is a little bit chalky, but it's sharpenable. I got rid of all the nasties. So I lost 1.5 inches. Yeah. Something like that. It's not too bad. 6 inches by 2 3/8. Almost 8-1. Oh gosh. I was getting a little bit bored with it too, yeah. Trying to get out all the imperfections and relying a little bit too much on luck. That last flake took me forever to decide to take that one. I said, no, it's not going to work. But maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe. If it pushes enough, I can push over the little hump. It's got some copper marks on it. I can grind those off. Probably. And it won't look like I ground them off. That area is kind of dry looking anyway. Whenever you do this with another flake, it tends to mess up the look of the stone. But in this area, it's already messed up a little bit. As far as the dryness of it, it looks really dry up here. I'm trying to get rid of the copper marks because I was hitting it earlier. Usually I can plow through a lot of this stuff. On most of my points, I can plow through this stuff, and I would have been more aggressive on that flake if I was confident it wouldn't snap in half, but I'm not confident. I think if I had any more force, I would have snapped it right across. It already started a slight crack. And there was another crack that I didn't plan on earlier. That one there. Yeah, it's too dicey with these really powerful flakes. And then, you know, if that one failed, I had another avenue right here. I could take back this edge and shoot one up in here. See that? And then shoot one in here again. I was doing some flaking in here earlier. I took this one off. But then after this, I could have taken another one. But it's too dicey. If I create an island in there, it makes it look even worse. You know, crazy terminations don't look as bad as an island, but with step fractures all the way around. Yeah, I think they don't look as bad. These little dips. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's time for your bedtime too, anyway. So that's why you're yawning. I like it. It's got a lot of stuff in it that makes it interesting. Yeah. All right, so I'll take a couple snapshots. I think I might. I don't know if I have a good snapshot of the beginning. Maybe I do. But that's it. Yeah, I'm going to finish this off camera. Because all it needs now is just sharpening. It's all persnickety. Pressure flaking. Your favorite. And mine. Yeah. All right. There you go. That's it.